Most guys text women with messages like, "Hey, what's up?" or "How was your day?" and then wonder why the conversation goes absolutely nowhere. It fizzles out. It dies quietly. No spark, no excitement. Just another name in her inbox that gets lost and forgotten. But here's the truth. Texting is not just about saying something. It's about making her feel something. It's not about being nice or polite. It's about being unforgettable. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you understand a few key psychological triggers that make your messages stand out from the rest. Once you do, she won't just reply. She'll be checking her phone, hoping it lights up with your name. So today, I'm giving you 3 powerful texting secrets that most guys will never use. Because once you learn how to apply them, everything changes. Let's start with secret number 1, the open loop effect. This is one of the most powerful tools in communication, and hardly anyone uses it correctly. There's a psychological phenomenon called the Zeigarnik effect. It means that our minds fixate on incomplete things, unfinished thoughts, cliffhangers. That's why when you walk away from a movie before it ends, it bothers you. That's why songs that cut off early stick in your head. Your brain wants to finish the story. So how do you use this in texting? Simple. You create loops, but you don't close them right away. Instead of sending messages that explain everything, you create curiosity. You send texts like, "You'll never guess what happened today." And then, instead of explaining, you add, "I'll tell you later." Or, "I just remembered something about you, but I'll save it for next time." You're not teasing. You're creating emotional tension. You're giving her brain something to grab onto, a reason to come back. And what makes it even more effective is that it's rare. Most guys overshare. They spill everything out. They try too hard to be interesting, when being mysterious is more powerful. When you create that space, when you don't say everything, you give her the chance to chase you. Now she's wondering. Now she's curious. And most importantly, now she's emotionally invested. And that's something that can't be faked. You can use this in conversation too. On a date, if she asks, "So what do you do for fun?" Most guys would start listing hobbies, but you say, "It's kind of hard to explain. You'd have to see it." That's it. Short, intriguing, confident. She's now more curious than she was before she even asked. And that's what you want. Secret number 2 is the emotional roller coaster. This one's important because it separates the average texters from the ones who create real connection. Here's the truth. Women don't fall for boring, consistent energy. They fall for emotional contrast. Think about your favorite movie. It's not your favorite because it made you feel one thing. It's your favorite because it made you feel many things. Excitement, laughter, tension, relief. Your emotions were pulled in different directions, and that's what kept you watching. Texting works the same way. If your texts are always polite, always predictable, always agreeable, it's only a matter of time before she gets bored. So instead, you create contrast. You make her feel a range of emotions. You tease her a little. You surprise her. You don't let the tone stay flat. If she says, "I'm obsessed with sushi," don't just say, "I love sushi too." That's forgettable. Instead say, "Sushi, that's so basic. I thought you were more original than that." You're teasing, not insulting. You're playing. You're sparking a reaction. And when you do it with a smile, it creates attraction. Now mix that with vivid sensory messages. Don't say, "I miss you." Say, "I passed this place today that smelled exactly like your perfume. Threw me off for a second." That's deeper. That's sensory. Now she's not just reading your words. She's feeling something. She's picturing you there. She's imagining the smell, the place, the moment. You've transported her with a single line. That's emotional power. And once you've built that connection, you can amplify it by switching things up. Be unpredictable. Don't send the same "good morning" text every day. One day, say nothing. The next, send something playful. Then randomly drop a thoughtful comment about something she said a week ago. Keep her guessing. Keep her feeling. Predictability kills attraction. Variety keeps her coming back. Now, secret number 3 is called the reverse chase. This might be the hardest one to implement because it goes against everything you've been taught. Most guys are taught to show effort, to be responsive, to be consistent. And yes, effort is important, but it has to be matched. Because if you're chasing someone who's not chasing you back, you look desperate, you lose value. Women don't want a man who's always available. They want a man who values himself, who has a life, who chooses where his attention goes. So here's the rule. If she pulls back, you pull back even more. If she replies after 3 hours, you wait 6. If she sends a short, cold message, you reply with one that's even shorter, not because you're playing games, but because you're not rewarding low effort. This creates tension, it creates space. And in that space, she starts wondering, why isn't he chasing? Is he losing interest? What's he up to? She checks her phone more. She starts putting in more effort. And when she finally sends a thoughtful, invested message, that's when you reward it. You re-engage. That's called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same principle that makes gambling so addictive. The reward isn't always there, so the desire increases. You're training her subconscious to crave your attention, to see your replies as something valuable. Here's how it looks in action. You send, "I found this amazing little coffee shop. You'd love it." She replies 5 hours later with, "Nice. What's it called?" Most guys would immediately reply with the name, the location, maybe even pictures. You wait. Then you say, "Forgot the name, but they had the strongest espresso I've ever tasted." Short, confident, disconnected from her timing. That's powerful. You're showing her that your world keeps moving whether or not she replies. And that makes your attention more valuable. So here's what it all comes down to. If you keep doing what every guy does, sending predictable messages, over-explaining, chasing, you'll keep getting the same results. Dull conversations, one-word replies, left unread. But if you apply these 3 principles, create mystery with open loops, build emotional variety, and flip the chase, you change the game. You become the guy she thinks about, the guy she tells her friends about, the one who doesn't just text her, but makes her feel something. And once you learn how to do that, texting stops being stressful. It becomes fun. It becomes effortless. You're not reacting. You're leading. You're not chasing. You're being chased. So the next time you're about to send a message, stop and ask yourself, am I trying to get a reply, or am I creating an emotion? Because the guys who create emotion, they never get left unread. Stay calm. Stay focused. Stay in control.